You know, it's funny that when I demonstrate, like, fake altruistic stuff, everybody says that, like, I'm a hater. But then finally I care about myself, and I switch over to an individual pursuit. Then all of a sudden everybody is concerned that I'm going to be selfish or whatever. I don't know, dude. You can't please everybody. You can't please everyone. And that's just that. So TIKHistory, I forgot what his name is. TIKHistory did a video about where he went to a Ayn Rand conference or something, an Ayn Rand convention. Yeah, convention. And it was pretty interesting. This guy has studied ontology and epistemology ad nauseam. And TIKHistory said that he learned a lot at this Ayn Rand conference. One of the things that I noticed is that he said that he had been making videos for years and years on the topics of interest that he had, primarily on World War II and other topics as well. And he said that he was suffering a burnout. And then he went to this Ayn Rand convention. He was pretty cryptic about it. He went to an Ayn Rand convention, and he started to realize that he was doing everything for the wrong purpose. He did everything for all the wrong purposes, and I don't know very much about Ayn Rand or any of these people, but TIKHistory said that his entire life, he was raised by a very leftist family in the United Kingdom. TIKHistory has said that he was raised by a liberal family in the United Kingdom. I think he's from Scotland. And he was raised with this world-building mission mentality. World-building mission mentality, civilizing mission mentality of altruism. And he's been saying that he needs to change his priorities. And he's been suffering burnouts and stuff. And he went to an Ayn Rand convention. TIKHistory went to an Ayn Rand convention. And he says that he's going to start reading Ayn Rand's books on ethics and stuff. One of the works that Ayn Rand wrote is called The Inherent Goodness of Selfishness. The inherent goodness of selfishness and how it ultimately benefits society. She had a very moral, objective, kind of nihilist approach. She had a very morally objective, nihilistic approach. I'm still going to be kind of a Nietzschean. I still like Friedrich Nietzsche. There's stuff in Christianity that I like and fundamentally don't like. And there's things of Friedrich Nietzsche that I like. I'm an individual and I can make my own decisions up. That's what I've learned about myself, is that I have to set the pace of what it is that I need to do that's beneficial for myself. And that is considered to be very self-centered, very selfish, and a lot of people don't like that. More so people on the left than on the right, but it's an individualistic mentality. And I understand that. Take a look at these. These are some of my cigars, actually. Let's see here. Vintage 99 Juniors Premium Cigars. What do you think of that? How do you like that? Pretty nice, huh? This is what it looks like on the inside. I've been enjoying some of these. Been smoking quite a few of these. I also got Cuban cigars. Two-way humidity control. No mess, no worries. This is Cuban cigars, and they are very strong too, relative to cigars. There's stuff that you can smoke that's a lot stronger than that, but relative to tobacco, that's pretty strong. I've actually heard that weed is not as strong as some tobacco and alcohol. And I've heard that alcohol is more addictive than weed. So the reality is that yes, weed is a drug. Weed is very addicting, and nobody under 21 or 18 should be smoking weed. There's no doubt about that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that alcohol is more addictive than weed. So these are pretty nice. Anyways, TIKHistory went to an Ayn Rand convention. And I think that Ayn Rand typically, she specialized in a objective morality, an objectivist morality. And her thing was that selfishness was good, and getting rich was a good thing. Building riches and getting bags of money and not getting taxed by the government was inherently a good thing. And now Ayn Rand was an atheist, I think, but it was very interesting. And now he says that he's going to read Ray Pascal's ethics or something. I think I might start reading Ayn Rand. I want to understand what he's saying about this. So, first of all, Fudge Gang! I am still a hard man! Alright, there we go. I'm not doing that again, by the way. Here is TIKHistory.
Fallen into the rancid rabbit hole of objectivism and Ayn Rand. Apparently, I'm moving into Nutty Town. Others were equally as outraged, and you can see their comments here. This person said, LMAO Tick has really reached peak brain rot. Being actually serious about a video game caricature of that is Ayn Rand's objectivism. Next up on Tick, why I think Scooby-Doo villains were actually ideologically sound. And this person who thinks he's on the side of invisible air spirits
Alrighty then.
Sorry, but you're way out of your depth. Libertarianism is neither an epistemological nor metaphysical rationale apologetic. It's casuistry grounded in withdrawal from commutative, civil distributive justice and realist, ethical, polis society. You need to go back to Aristotle. Obviously, this is nonsense, so I replied, objectivism is objectivism, not libertarianism. Ayn Rand liked Aristotle. And the fact you said all this shows that you're basing your opinions on emotions and the opinions of others, not reason. check your premises and read the sources. Then, of course, he falsely accused me of an ad hominem projection, which I pointed out that it wasn't. But the point is that a lot of people weren't happy. They were adamant that I'd lost my mind and was entering into a world of sin and immorality. And many have said that objectivism is a cult, that Ayn Rand cheated on her husband and couldn't live up to her own ethics, and claimed social security, which she shouldn't have done if she followed the philosophy she set up, even though she'd been forced to pay into Social Security the whole of her life, blah, blah, blah. So clearly, me going to this conference was going to be a bad thing, right? Well, I've been to university and I've been to conferences and conventions before, but never once have I been in a room with so many incredibly intelligent people. I have never experienced anything like it. Not only were they intelligent, but they had a passion for life and living life. They were happy. They were genuinely happy people. They weren't faking it like so many people do, just going through the motions because they've been told that that's what other people expect. They were being honest. They were both happy and incredibly intelligent people. And I was shocked. I was shocked because when I came to objectivism, I had focused on the metaphysics and epistemology, the theories of reality and knowledge. This was necessary for me to continue to do my history videos. So, I needed an objective theory of history because the lamestream history theory just doesn't work and led me to almost throw in the towel. See my video on that. So, I hadn't studied the objectivist ethics. I knew that Ayn Rand was focused on selfishness and happiness, but I didn't look into those things too deeply because it just wasn't the priority for me. So, for the most part, I had neglected the ethics, the happiness, and the self interest in Ayn Rand's philosophy. Thus, I was the odd one out. I was surrounded by a crowd of happy people who weren't reliant on a cocktail of medications to get them through the day. Now, that's not me, I don't take medications, but practically everyone else in real life does. I could have perhaps matched these people in intelligence, but I wasn't anywhere near them in terms of happiness. Saying that, I was happy when I was there with them, and I was very happy. The whole experience was great. I shook hands with a lot of decent people who were interested in history or their own passions. I wish the whole of society was like them. This world would be a much better place. Life would be fun for a change. There was one guy at the conference, and I won't say his name, who told me that he had been so miserable that he had been on the brink of committing Sudoku last year.
Oh,
Thank you,
don't give me a strike.
But he stumbled into my videos, watched the one where I recommended Pekov's book, read it, then read the other objectivist literature, and he's in a much better place now. He was thanking me for introducing him to objectivism, and now he's probably happier than I am. I think there's two lessons here. First, I didn't realize the impact I was having on other people. And secondly, if you've not read anything by Ayn Rand or Peikoff or whoever, and you've been putting it off because your ideology or your religion says otherwise, but you're not living the best life you could, or you're not happy with where you are in life, or you're reluctant because you think it'll be above your head, I would take a chance. Pick up Ayn Rand's novels, especially The Fountainhead or Atlas Shrugged, or if you're like me and don't like fiction, Peikoff's book, The Cause of Hitler's Germany, also called The Ominous Parallels, is highly recommended. You could try Ayn Rand's For the New Intellectual, or The Virtue of Selfishness, which is the one I'm currently working my way through, step by step. And I'm sure others will be giving their recommendations in the comments below. You might get away with listening to the fiction on audiobook, but the non-fiction really needs to be taken in slowly, line by line, because it's profound. I was indoctrinated in my childhood into a very altruistic outlook where other people come first and I must contribute to society. One which demands that I work for it and never gives me anything back in return because I don't deserve it, and I shouldn't be so selfish. So to me, reading these books, it's night and day, and I can now see where I was deceived. Where I was deceived by what I would classify as an evil ideology of self-sacrifice. And if you are unhappy.
Okay. That was really it. That was the part that I really needed to show. So I've taken inspiration from this, and I just feel like I've wasted my life for nothing. I've sacrificed myself, I've sacrificed my ego and my person and money for no good reasons. I don't really think that I should have to pay taxes to the government. I don't even give a shit about Social Security. Um, I think that I should, have a business. I think that I should run a decent business. I think I should make money from that, and I should invest more into innovation and advancing and improving on that business standard and business goal. Be it a self-proprietary ship, be it a partner or a trusteeship, but something like that. I'm not even really a hardcore capitalist. Okay, I don't like bureaucracies. Here's the story of my life. My life is that I've always hated bureaucracy, and I always hate these organized, alienating guilds. My entire life, I've just been against guilds. This kind of human tribalist notion of the guild of bureaucracy, I don't like it. I don't really like or really trust in bureaucracy. I think that individuals make the better decisions in regards to how they live their lives. I think that, and it's funny that I say this on the eve of the battles of Lexington and Concord. It has been 250 years since the Battle of Lexington, Massachusetts, 1775. And it's interesting that I'm talking about commerce and business, taxes and individual rights and all that stuff right on the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution. The Battle of Concord, well, the Battle of Lexington specifically. And it's just interesting to me. But I think I'm going to read a bit into Ayn Rand. I'm tired of this blue-pilled shit. Collectivism and bureaucracy is just blue-pilled. Not that I consider myself to be black-pilled either. I need room to breathe. I think that I've been giving myself way too much into sentimentalist ontology, sentimental logic. I need to go more into objective logic, objective philosophy, and I need to build a solid ontological and epistemological view of the world. I am in the process of trying to do that. I also need to read objective and subjective ethics by various scholars. Ray Pascal's ethics, of course, I think that his is subjective ethics. But Ray Pascal wrote a book on ethics in the 1600s. And Ray Descartes. Not Pascal, Ray Descartes. Ray Descartes wrote a book called Ethics all the way back in the 1600s. And it supposedly inspired a lot of philosophers and a lot of virtue seekers. And it's not under copyright, so I could read it in the free domain. It's available in the free domain. Ren Descartes, Ethics. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. Je pense, donc je suis. Je pense, donc je suis. I think, therefore I am. Cogito ergo sum. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. And that is exactly what I need to focus upon myself, because there is an asshole, and his name is Autistic Neat Gaming on here. I forgot what his name was on Discord, but he's friends with Inescapable Reality and some other guys, but he told me that I was poor. I am not poor. And that's lies, and that's BS. I'm not poor. But Autistic Neat Gaming lives off of his uncle. His uncle runs an auto facility, an auto reselling company, and he was hired on, and he makes, I wouldn't even say that he makes six figures. So, and he's telling me that I'm poor, and he doesn't even run a business himself or have six figures. Well, I got some news for you, Autistic Neat Gaming. I have some news to tell you. Anything that is under six figures is considered to be poor. Anything that is like under six figures is going to be poor. So what do you think about that, Autistic Neat Gaming? Anything that's under six figures is poor, and I know that your uncle is not going to give you a raise to meet that six figures. So I guess you're stuck with being a virgin, jacking it to anime on the internet. So don't be telling me I'm poor. Autistic Neat Gaming, I'm not poor. You can't even make six straight figures. Anyway, I might start by reading Ren Descartes' Ethics. I might start by reading that, and then I'll move on maybe to Ayn Rand. I don't really have a libertarian mindset, and there's a lot of problems about libertarianism. There's a lot of problems in regards to libertarianism, but fine. I'll read Ayn Rand. I'll read Ayn Rand and take a look at the virtues of selfishness. I guess it's better than being a fucking mind-controlled slave of the New World Order. Selfishness, a virtue. Here we go. Selfishness, a virtue. Ayn Rand chose this book's provocative title because she was on a mission to overcome centuries of demonization. In popular usage, Rand writes, "The word selfishness is a synonym of evil. The image it conjures is of a murderous brute who tramples over piles of corpses to achieve his own ends and pursue nothing but the gratification of the mindless whims of any immediate moment. Yet the exact meaning and dictionary definition of the word selfishness is concern with one's interest. This concept does not include a moral evaluation. It does not tell us whether concern with one's own interest is good or evil, nor does it tell us what constitutes man's actual interest. it is the task of ethics to answer such questions. In this collection of articles, Rand offers a new concept of egoism, based on reason as man's means of survival and opposed to all forms of sacrifice. So, there you go. The Virtue of Selfishness by Ayn Rand. From 1964. I think I'm going to probably purchase and read it. I really do not know how to run a business or make money, I have to say. And I really don't know what I could do to start working immediately to make lots of money, to make six figures. But that's what I want. So I'm going to start with the metaphysics and the ontology of making money. I'm going to start by reading up the metaphysics of how to make lots of money. And so I'll start with Ayn Rand, I guess. I'll start with Ayn Rand. Now, moving on to the other thing I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about what the United States of America and the state of Texas are slowly becoming, what they are turning themselves into, and how I do not like it. Because, fuck it, I'm going to say it anyways. The United States of America is closing up its borders to new and wider opportunities, and the United States is turning into a Christian retard theocracy, a Christ retard theocracy that I just don't really care that much about. You know, I've got fucking guys on Discord, and they're sending me stuff about how the Anglo-Saxons and the Celts were Israelites. You know, I don't really care. I've, on a fundamentally objective mindset, I just don't really care about this shit. So, yeah. Congratulations, Nano Machine Climax Unwarranted Surprise. Now you're basically just the new Ghost of Niccolo. So, what's this about, unwarranted surprise? Are you trying to show that you're actually more of a white supremacist than even Niccolo is now? Are you trying to get into a competition with Ghost of Niccolo on who is the most white supremacist? Is that what you're doing here? Yeah, America has done a lot of good things. But at the same time, I don't want to live in a fucking theocracy. I'm just not interested in religion or theocracies. I'm not interested in it. And, I want to go to a Catholic or an Anglican church. I'm not going to an Orthodox. Oh, fuck no. Some of those Orthodox people, they can't even agree if they should call themselves Eastern Catholics or Eastern Orthodox. So, yeah, that's begging the question. I'm not opening that Pandora's box for nothing. No, I'll go to an Anglican or a Catholic church, and I'll make up my mind, but I would like to go to a more mainstream, traditional, church, but I'm not fundamentally a very religious person. And no, I'm also not a very spiritual person. I prefer my rationality over fucking idiots that want to go down a water slide to be baptized and who watch big trucks, monster trucks at a mega church or something like that. That's what attracted me so much to Southern Israelite back in the day. He wasn't one of these stupid fucking idiot, gut-wrenching retards. Well, he's a retard too, but he's not like on the same level of retard. Yeah, there is Jay Dyer debating this Dasha Nekrasova on Eastern Catholics versus Eastern Orthodoxy. I don't think that these guys can even come to a common agreement on what they want to identify with. Texas is closing up its borders. Texas wants to install this Christian bullshit retard theocracy. And they want to get rid of anime and manga. Yeah, Texas wants to get rid of anime and it wants to get rid of manga, and fuck that. Fuck Texas for doing that. Fuck it. I'm flipping the bird. I don't give a shit. Fuck that. I will read whatever the fucking hell I want. I will read whatever type of anime or whatever type of manga I fucking want to read. And fuck Texas Bill 20. If you support that, fuck you. Fuck Texas Bill 20. So yeah, I will read and look at whatever I want. My fucking decision, my fucking rules. My life, my rules. I'm very slowly turning more and more into a Gen Xer, I guess, even though I'm a millennial. I don't give a shit. I would rather care about my own self and worry about what I want and think of what is best for me, pretty much. I don't need a bunch of Christians telling me what I should jerk off to or what I should read. I think that, yeah, Texas is turning into a Christian theocracy, so fuck Texas, if that's the case. Texas is full of a bunch of fucking retards. It's full of a bunch of fucking idiots. Yeah, they want to make the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments and prayer mandatory in schools. Hold on a second. Look at this. The billionaire bully who wants to turn Texas into a Christian theocracy. Yeah, no thank you. No thank you, fucking dipshit. No thanks, man. You fucking dipshit. I fucking live in this goddamn state. And I will goddamn jack off to whatever I goddamn want. And I will go to a goddamn fucking prostitute if I want to, and I will fuck a goddamn prostitute. I will fucking read whatever I goddamn want and watch whatever I very much goddamn want. Okay? What in the hell is this? I don't think that the 10 Commandments should be forced down people's throats. I don't think that people should be made at gunpoint to pray. That's nonsense. Okay? It doesn't matter if it's the communists that are making people into atheists, or if it's the far-right Christian theological retards trying to force people to pray to God and read the 10 Commandments at gunpoint. It's all the fucking same thing. Fuck all of it. I don't give a fuck for what's on the left or on the right. The fucking right, because they want you to believe that the earth is only, 3,000 years old or something? How is the earth 5,000 years old if there's a fossil record that goes back hundreds of millions of years and even billions of years? and the mineral deposit in the Earth's crust shows that it's 4.5 billion. Okay, Christian retard. And for the left, how in the fuck, you guys on the left, how in the fuck are you going to say to check your fucking privilege? How are you going to fucking goddamn assert or goddamn assist that Bernie Sanders is racist? How in the goddamn fuck are you supposed to assert that Bernie Sanders is racist? Bernie Sanders went to Fidel Castro's Cuba. He was in the civil rights movement. How is he a fascist? The goddamn left wants to open up all the borders. They want everybody to intermingle and raise up the crime rates. They want everyone drinking goddamn fentanyl. The goddamn right wants people to think the Earth is only 6,000 years old, despite what the fossil record says. The goddamn right wants people to mandatorily pray in a public school, and the goddamn right wants the 10 Commandments to be in every goddamn public school in goddamn Texas. Goddamn cousin fucking Texan Hicks. Goddamn fucking cousin fucking inbred Texas hillbillies. And I don't give a goddamn what anyone thinks. Look at this. In Texas, Christian right wing grows confident and assertive. Testifying this month against bills that would put more Christianity in Texas public schools, Reverend Jody Harrison invoked the violent persecution of her Baptist forefathers by fellow Christians in colonial America. They're talking about Rhode Island, I think. Harrison hoped the history lesson would remind Texas senators of Baptist strong support for church-state separations. The Baptist doctrine is Christ-centered, Senator Donna Campbell, New Braunfels, responded sharply. Its purpose is not to go around trying to defend this or that. It is that to be a disciple and a witness for Christ. I think you're a witness for who can be the most trans-fluided, gender-fluitive dyke in America. That includes the 10 Commandments. That's prayer in school. It is not a fight for separation between church and state. Yeah, fuck it, dude. So, Texas is becoming more right-wing and more Christian, and just fucking more redneck and more inbred. Texas was already exceedingly fucking inbred and retarded. Now it's even more inbred and retarded after they deported all of the illegal aliens. And the United States, I don't know what to say about the United States. I fucking hate bureaucracy. So yeah. Here's what I'm gonna do. I don't really have a method of where I can become a millionaire just yet, but I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on how to become a millionaire. I was watching a video by Bill Shapiro on Facebook, and Bill Shapiro was talking about how he became wealthy, how he ghost wrote for several authors, and how he put money into stockbroking, how he did trading in stockbroking, and some other things. And he was saying that that's how he made his first $250,000. And so you can have $1 million in assets, and then you can have $1 million. You can have either $1 million saved in assets, or you have $1 million. It's two ways to be a millionaire. I'm going to start reading books on how to get wealthy. I'm going to start reading books on how to fill my pockets with dollar signs. And I'm going to start reading the objectionist ethics, or objective ethics, and kind of focus on that. Yeah, Ayn Rand's philosophy was objectivism. Now, she was writing in the post-war period, and there was a entirely gigantic backlash against the Nazis in this period. I think a lot of people were saying in this period that the Nazis were a far-left ideology that was basically like communists. They just said that Nazis and communists were both totalitarian, and they were anti-free market, anti-free trade. So these kind of books were coming out in the 50s about the objective philosophies. For something, objective philosophies of inherent individual values. So this is the setting, the trend setting for the virtue of selfishness. We don't want to go back to a totalitarian society. We don't want to repeat totalitarianism. So let's just talk about how individuals can best find ways to get wealthy. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start investing money, and I'm going to start saving up, because I don't like Social Security. I'm going to finally admit it. Social Security is a scam. Medicaid and Medicare is a scam. Social Security is a scam. All government bailouts and all government incentives and all government stuff, all bureaucratic incentives is a scam. It's a pure, absolute scam. The only way to be successful in this life, the only way I will ever be successful in this life, and the only objective way that I will seriously be successful in this life, and that you will be successful, is to work for it yourself by the sweat of your brow. It's that simple. The only way you will ever be happy or satisfied in this life is to work for it yourself. Put in the work, do it yourself, and get money. And then you can take that money and you can spend that money on ways to make yourself happier. It's that simple. Everything else is a Ponzi scheme. Everything else is a gypsy Ponzi scheme. Yeah. Ayn Rand, The Virtue of Selfishness. Ayn Rand, The Virtue of Selfishness. Introduction to Objectivist Epistemology. I'll actually start with that. This one is... Oh, it's actually pretty cheap. Look at this. A hardcover is $2.35. Mass market paperback is only $8, and a Kindle is $9. This book is only $9 on Kindle. The Virtue of Selfishness. Take a look at this one. Introduction to Objectivist Epistemology, Expanded 2nd edition by Ayn Rand. This is a bit more expensive Paperback is 20, Kindle is 16. Kindle is $15.99. Let's see here. Today, man's mind is under attack by all the leading schools of philosophy. We are told that we cannot trust our senses, that logic is arbitrary, that concepts have no basis in reality. Opposes that torrent of nihilism, and she provides the alternative in this eloquent presentation of the essential nature and power of man's conceptual faculty. She offers a startlingly original solution to the problem that brought about the collapse of modern philosophy, the problem of universals. This brilliantly argued, superbly written book, together with an essay by philosophy professor Leonard Peikoff, is vital reading for all those who seek to discover that human beings can and should live by the guidance of reason. We should live by the guidance of reason and by trying to inherently be selfish and make money. That is what I need to do. So, The Virtue of Selfishness 50th Anniversary Edition. That would have been from 2014. 50 years after 1964 is 2014. So I'm going to start reading objectivist philosophy, and I'm going to start trying to learn as much as I can about the virtue of selfishness. I want to become a millionaire in my lifetime. And, that's what I want to do. I want to be a millionaire. I want to start investing and become a fucking millionaire. And that's it. That's what I need to focus on. 6 steps to becoming a millionaire. By the way, this is not advice. This is not professional advice. This is just random web browse surfing. This is just web surfing. Start saving early. Avoid unnecessary spending and debt. Save 15% of your income or more, and then make more money. Don't give in to lifestyle inflation. You will be surprised how rich people do not buy expensive things. They go and they compare prices. Wealthy, successful people compare prices, and they look at and study what they think is the best fit for them. They study inflation. They look for early signs, and they observe the growth and upkeep of the markets. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start studying the upflow of the market. But one day at a time. So I'm going to be reading Ayn Rand a bit. TIKHistory says that he's reading Ayn Rand, and he's starting to learn about the virtues of selfishness. He's reading these various things. I need to turn that to Ray Descartes, actually. I need to change the title to Ray Descartes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start reading more about how to be wealthy and successful, and just go and focus on that instead. I will still continue to cover the sector. Let's see here. Ray Descartes. There we go. change the title of that right fast. Alright, I'm pretty much done talking. I'm going to read Ayn Rand and Ray Descartes and read about objective ethics and objective philosophy. Alright, what is up, Sebastian Moran? There he is. That is the Warhammer. It's pronounced Ayn Rand, I think. Okay, yeah, I think so too. Nicholas Robb says, "Hi, how are you? I am doing good. I'm going to start reading how to be a successful, outstanding, selfish individual." Let's see here. Sebastian Moran says, "Hello, Nicholas." Chauncey Fatsack, what's up, Chauncey? And what is up, Nicholas Robb and Sebastian Moran? Smoking cigars like surfer are ye. Indians gave us tobaccos for smallpox blankets. What is up, MacNur? I love my rye whiskey and smoke a couple of ciggies a day. Chauncey Fatsack says, revenge, Anne Rand was right about... I can't say that on here. Forge! MacNur says, let's go! Chauncey says that Ayn Rand was right about on a lot of things in her day. Let's see here. MacNur says, Ein Zoff. Ein Zoff. Chauncey says, even a broken clock is right twice a day. LOL. I love TIK. He is based. Well, he's anti-Nazi, Chauncey. Chauncey says that TIK is my favorite Kardashian besides Gul Durhill, LOL. Kardashian besides Gul Durhill. Where did you get the idea of comparing him to the Kardashians? All right, Chauncey says Gul Imperator of Forge. Chauncey says that Legate Chauncey, Legate Ghost of Niccolo. Legit Chauncey, legit Ghost of Niccolo. T.I.O. Legate Chauncey, Legate Ghost of Niccolo. Chauncey says TIK and Forge together on one stream. This is awesome. Rick Perry. Here we go again with that guy. Rick Perry would self-emulate if he was here to many Hartman! That's right. Sebastian Moran. I like the Battlestorm series and some of his analysis on some subjects. Yeah, well, Sebastian, I'm talking about the free market and capitalism. Chauncey says pseudo-civilizations made on the pay-to-play blueprint. Top-heavy bureaucracies get nothing done. No, they don't. They're inefficient. Bureaucracies are ineffective. Chauncey says, keep it simple, stupid. Keep it stupid, simple. Yes, exactly. That's the best red pill of the day, Chauncey. Positions of power should be based on merit and accomplishment. Exactly. Exactly. And not on meritocracy, yeah. And not on paid promotions like in an aristocracy. But I don't know, an aristocracy is better than a meritocracy. Meritocracies are closer to communism. Chauncey says, not bloodline, family connections, or bribery. Well, you know, Tolkien supported monarchy and aristocracy, Chauncey Fatsack. Tolkien supported aristocracies and monarchy. And that's actually superior to a democracy. Democracies end in failure. Look at the Star Wars prequels, and that gives you everything you need to know. Let's see here. Positions of power. Oh, let's see here. Hammer and cycle meets the hammer and forge. Read Fascism by Mussolini in its original Latin. Mussolini was a collectivist, though. If you don't fit in, that's not a bad thing, it's a great thing. Well, Chauncey Fatsack, this society is dysfunctional. This society is dysfunctional, and the freaks are already the norm. So, being rejected and falling out of this society is not really necessarily that unusual. More people are unsatisfied with the current system than you think. Let's see here. Read Fascism by Mussolini in its original Latin. What about my struggle? What about Mein Kampf? What about Mein Kampf? Let's see here. Too hard of a man to be a sheep. There you go. Chauncey says, write your own book. I should, and I will. Code of Truth says, forge! TIKHistory is based. Aren't you in someone's will? You can inherit real estate from dead relatives, then sell it when the market is expensive. Yeah, I'm not in anybody's will right now. Boomer get-rich-quick scheme. The boomers were right. The baby boomers were right when it comes to the market. Let's see here. Interdimensional Lizard says that Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. It cannot be paid out without taking money from future generations, like a pyramid scheme. Yeah. And all it does is waste the government's finances, and it wastes the citizens' finances. And it prevents the economy from growing. That's what is causing all of the stagnation and all of the inflation problems, is all of these is social incentives and Ponzi schemes. State enriching Ponzi schemes. Going too far up. So you're right, Interdimensional Lizard. Code of Truth says two kinds of people in socialism. Those who pay taxes and those who don't pay. There you go. And they had a very broad income tax in the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union was just a way to keep people impoverished, poor, broken, and enslaved. It was a form of slavery. Socialism is just brutal slavery. Or get paid, rather. Sebastian Moran says Warhammer is already a property tycoon. A very canny magnate. Truth revealed. If I wanted to buy property, I would consult Warhammer. And you should exactly do that, Sebastian Moran. You should do that. Consult Warhammer Trustees ship. Warhammer Consultant Trustees. I will give you a 20% discount to consult me on property real estate buying. Let's see here. Code of Truth says, wherever hard man assemble, Rick Perry is not far. Never will. Tolkien tried harder all day to defeat the flu. 7 kings and only 4 likes. Shameful to Natalie Portman. Sebastian Moran says, never will all gov jazz brute Montez anything interesting to say, and he gives the salute. Neverwill says, Forge knows me in VC, so do all you need to D. Yeah, I'm going to be studying Ayn Rand and learning how to get rich. Rick Perry is in poverty. I don't care what Rick Perry does. Rick Perry lives in poverty, and he's going to die heartbroken, without any friends or family, and he's going to die in poverty. Rick Perry will die in poverty, and nobody will remember him. No one is going to go to his funeral. And it's that simple. Get rich, handsome man, unlike Rick Perry. I will, sir. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to try to study and learn how to be at least save a lot of money and how to get wealthy. I'm going to study how to get rich. I would suggest that you also study how to provide and take care of yourself and save assets. Because life costs money, things cost money, you know. Sebastian Moran says, sounds gone, Warhammer, or sounds great, Warhammer. Thank you. All right, I'll stream later. I'm going to go smoke a cigar. Thank y'all for watching. Rick Perry is going to die in poverty, and nobody cares. I'll see y'all later. Forge Gang! I'm still a heart!